Hello again. The search for survivors continues at the scene of a deadly airstrike on a funeral in the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. The Saudi-led coalition has been blamed for the raid that hit a community hall, killing over 150 people and injuring more than 500 on Saturday. Here's what survivors told reporters.
We were greeting the people who came to the mourning ceremony, and the hall was very crowded. There were over 800 people in the hall, including the elderly and children. Suddenly, we heard the sound of planes, and then the bombing took place. The first one ripped through the ceiling and exploded. The basement was destroyed as well. I was injured. The heat made me feel like I was burning. I got up and ran towards the door, where people had come to rescue us. Just then, a second bomb came and hit the rescuers.
People rushed to the exit, but the fighter jets didn't give them time to escape. The second bomb came just minutes after the first one. After I ran out, I saw people behind me. Others died or were injured. I was lucky to be only slightly wounded.
Well, thousands have turned out in the Yemeni capital, expressing their anger at the attack. The Saudis said they did not target the funeral.
We heard the first blast while we were leaving. I saw people running, many of them covered in blood. Someone lost a leg, others an arm. There was blood everywhere.
A lot of people have lost loved ones. A lot of people know someone who was on site at the funeral venue when the attack took place. But overall and across the country, you've had an intensification of the fighting, and in particular in the frequency of the airstrikes over the last couple of days. The only way forward for civilians in Yemen is a political solution. The suffering has really reached unprecedented levels, and they've paid too heavy of a price over the past 18 months.
A senior journalist for Britain's leading commercial network, ITV, tweeted this picture of the alleged remnants of a bomb that hit the funeral. He cited a Yemeni officer who claimed it was a US-made Mark 82 bomb. Washington has been supplying weapons to the Saudis to support the offensive in Yemen. During 2015 alone, the US approved a number of weapons sales to the Saudis, more than $20 billion worth in total. Now, it included tanks, hand grenades and air-to-ground missiles. Washington had been reducing the number of staff that is involved in coordinating airstrikes and now promises to review its support for coalition forces. Well, Saudi Arabia, for its part, insists its military personnel have clear instructions to avoid civilian targets and promise to probe the strike on the funeral venue. Political commentator Marwa Osman thinks the investigation should be carried out by a third party.
If an investigation is to be opened and it's going to be managed and done or coordinated by the coalition, it is pure hypocrisy. The people who should do this investigation are supposed to be part of the UN. It should be investigated as a war crime, and not only the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia should be held responsible for this, also US Obama administration should be held responsible, and also the MPs who are now torn apart and divided whether they should stop giving the arms or selling the arms to Al Saud or not. They're still divided because of alleged war crimes. Saudi Arabia wanted as sharp as possible for the Houthis to lay down their arms while Saudi Arabia is bombing Yemen, and they want them to get out of Sana'a. Block everything from them. They don't have food, they don't have water. You bomb them. What do you expect from such people except for retaliation and revenge?